Hello, students. This is Professor Simmons, and an important part of our class this semester, because it is writing class, is writing a summary. All right. This is from Ready to Write, Chapter 13, Ready to Write 2. So for writing class students, you will not have this book, but you can watch this video. For global English students, you have this book as your text, so you may reference this video or your own book, right? So writing summaries and answering test questions. What we're trying to do here is write a paragraph that summarizes an article or story. In class, you will need to summarize chapters of the books we're reading. So this is an important skill for you. And it's an important skill to learn how to study well. So let's just read along here. Summaries will require a special kind of writing. A good summary gives only main ideas. It does not include details. Before you begin to write a summary, you need to read the article or story several times to make sure you understand it completely. This is very important, right? You must read it several times. Do not think you understand something from one reading. And if you cannot write a good summary, it means you need to read again, right? All right, and here's an example. Read the article twice. Underline the main ideas during the second reading. All right, first reading, focus on reading. Second time, then you can underline the ideas that are important. Okay, so I'm going to give you just a minute to do this, right? Actually, I'll give you 5 minutes to do this. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. I think you could read this twice. So let's go through. There are many details here, but we only need the main ideas. Okay, so what's the difference? All right, this is a pretty big story. Let's take a look at the first paragraph from here to here. A young couple in Halifax County, North Carolina, cannot thank an unusual friend enough. The special friend, a black, brown, and white Australian Shepherd named Bosco, saved the day when he saved their little boy. Now, what could be the main idea in this paragraph? Okay, well, we can look at the title, Local Dog Saves the Day. Okay. Australian Shepherd named Bosco saved the day when he saved their little boy. I think this is the main idea you can get out of the first paragraph. All right. Now let's look at the next paragraph. 3-year-old Owen Parker was visiting his grandparents at their home while his parents were at work. Owen was playing outside in the yard when he wandered off. What do you think is the main, most important detail here? I think we should go with this one. Owen was playing outside in the yard when he wandered off. That's a key idea for the story. He wasn't taken by someone, right? So we'll take that. The dog saves him. He wandered off. The dog saves him. All right, now let's go to the next paragraph. Owen's grandfather realized that the little boy was missing and immediately began to look for him. He called for the one person he knew would be with Owen. Bosco, Bosco, he yelled. But Bosco didn't come running. Bosco was missing too, or Bosco. Now let's look at this paragraph. Are there any important details in here we have to know? Maybe Bosco was missing too, or Bosco was missing too. Okay, that might be it. If not, 이거 아니면 하나도 없어요. Okay. The grandfather's home is next to a large wooded area where it's easy to get lost. When Owen's grandfather could not find him, he called Owen's dad. Owen's parents rushed right home. A search team quickly organized. The search team included a police helicopter, police dogs, and many neighbors and volunteers. As soon as the news of the missing boy was posted on the internet, hundreds more people came to help with the search. It was early afternoon, and they hoped to find the boy before evening when it would get dark and cold. What is the key important thing here? I think the most important thing about the context of the story could be the grandfather's home is next to a huge wooded area where it's easy to get lost. Right? Many of these things are just details. All right. Next paragraph. As time went by, Owen's parents became increasingly frightened, but they knew Bosco had to be with Owen and they would not leave him alone for long. Australian Shepherds are well known as guard dogs and their loyalty to their owners. And for their loyalty to their owners. The Parkers got Bosco as a puppy and raised him alongside Owen. Owen and Bosco had always been best friends. I don't think we need to pull a main idea out of here. All right, several hours passed and it was getting dark. Then some members of the search team saw Bosco. He was running back and forth in front of a cave near the Parkers' home. They heard Bosco barking loudly. It seemed like the dog was trying to signal them. They rushed toward Bosco, who led them to the cave and disappeared inside. When the rescuers went inside, they found Owen safe and sound, asleep on his jacket with Bosco by his side. What do you think? What could be the main idea here? Are these all just details? I think we can see these are details. The only thing I might say is it seemed like the dog was trying to signal them. Maybe that could be a main idea, but I'm gonna go just a detail. Let's look here. Owen's parents think that Bosco saved their young son. Without Bosco, the search team may never have found the boy in time. As a reward, the Parkers bought Bosco the biggest steak they could find. So I think the main idea here is this. Without Bosco, the search team may have never found the boy in time. That's the main idea. And that's why 여기 생각 중 이거 main idea 하나도 없어요. 밑에 또 있어요, 여기. Right? So this is the main idea of the story. Okay? So without the dog, the boy probably would have died. Okay? So this is a real story, or so based on a real story, based on real events, but 이름 바꿨어요, right? 도시 이름 바꿨어요, 사람 바꿨어요, 맞아? Okay, so let's look on here. So you got your details and you got your main ideas. Let's look down here and check out some of these main ideas. Read the statements about the story. Local dog saves the day. Write am I next to sentences that are main ideas. Main idea. Write D next to sentences that are details. Details. Okay, let's read all of them first. Owen's grandparents lived near the woods. Owen's parents were at work. Owen wandered into the woods and no one could find him. Bosco saved Owen's life when he stayed with him and led the search team to him. Australian Shepherds are well known as guard dogs. A search team was organized to look for Owen. Owen was found asleep in the cave near his grandparents' home. News of Owen's disappearance was posted on the internet. A helicopter was used to search the woods. Bosco received a steak as a reward. So let's just take a second and think. Details. We can identify details, some details easily. So what about 10? Bosco received a steak. Is that 너무 important? 아니요. 그래서 D. 10 is D, detail. 9. A helicopter was used to search the woods. 하지만 they couldn't find the child, right? With a helicopter. They couldn't find Owen 못 잡았어요. Helicopter, 그래서 이거 필요 D, detail. News of Owen's disappearance was posted on the internet. Was that important? 이거 때문에 Owen 잡았어요? Right? 아니야? No. Detail. Owen was found asleep in a cave near his grandparents' home. Is that important? No. It happened, but it's not the main idea. Main idea 아니에요. D. 6. A search team was organized to look for Owen. 잠깐, let's wait. All right. Australian Shepherds are well known as guard dogs. What do we think? Is that important? Let's wait. Bosco saved Owen's life when he stayed with him and led the search team to him. Now, we already talked about this right here, right? So this is the main idea. It's the key idea in the story. So am I? Number 4 is am I? Owen wandered into the woods and no one can find him. Is that important? Yes. 이거 때문에 이야기 있어요. Because of this, there's a story. So main idea. Main idea, 3 and 4. Number 2, Owen's parents were at work. Is that main idea? No. Detail. Owen's grandparents live near the woods. Is that important or is that a detail? What do you think? I don't think that we need to know that exactly. So I'm going to put detail. 이렇게 이야기 안에 있으면 괜찮아. 하지만 summary 안에 아무도 필요 없어요. So these are the other things we have to look at. 5 and 6. Do we need to know? 이거 그래요? Do we need to know the guard dogs? I don't think so. In this story, in 우리 이야기, guard dog, it's not important. 맞아? This is to staying with the boy to help him. So we're gonna go detail. It's a detail. All right. A search team was organized to look for Owen. Is that a detail? I think so. Detail. So our two main ideas here are what? Sam and Sa. The key ideas I would choose from all these ideas. So let's look down here. Complete the following summary. Use the words in parentheses to help you complete the sentences in the summary. Okay. So we have who, 누구, where, 어디, 뭐, 언제, 뭐, and whale, why. So who, where, what, why, sometimes how, when, right? All the questions. What, where, why, how, who, and when. Okay, so who? Owen, who is it? 누구, 3-year-old boy. Owen, a 3-year-old boy from 어디에서? North Carolina, wandered into the woods, right? And was missing for several hours. Near his grandparents' house, 어디에서? Near his grandparents' house, and was missing for several hours. A large search team was organized and tried to, what? Find him, right? What did they try to do? 뭐 했어요? Try to find him. When? So members of the search team finally saw and heard the Parker's dog Bosco, right? Search party, member, right? Members of the search party did what? So when did they do that? Let's look at our story. Shook. Several hours passed. It was getting dark. Then some members of the search team saw Bosco. He was running back and forth. Okay, so what can we write in here? Members of the search party team finally saw and heard the Parker's dog Bosco. Finally, or in the evening, 언제, 몇 시에? In the evening, members of the search team finally saw and heard the Parker's dog Bosco. They followed Bosco and discovered Owen sleeping in the cave. Bosco is hailed as a what? What do you think a word is, an adjective we can use to describe Bosco? Well, he did a pretty amazing thing. So if you think of the story, what word could you think of? You could say a hero because he saved Owen, right? Okay, so this would be an okay summary for this story. Look at how big the story is. 이만큼이서 여기 하지만 summary 하면 How many sentences do we have? Maybe four sentences, 5. Okay. All right. So this is writing a summary. And this semester, you will need to write a summary every week of your reading, of every chapter we read. So please reference this video for basic idea of writing a summary, and in class, I will help you. Okay, there are some grammar rules here. You do not need to study this right now. Right? So we do have some more stuff about summaries. All right. I will review this for you and post that in another video. Okay? So please, 다음 video 이거 이야기할 거예요. Right? 수업 오면 summary 생각 준비하세요. Right? Summary 쓰기 준비해. Be ready to write a summary when you come to class. Okay? Thank you.